How did growing up in Chicago prepare you to live in LA? Because we know it's difficult to grow up in Chicago, but it's equally as difficult to thrive and flourish in LA. And all those people think of LA as palm trees and pretty women. You feel me? But LA not an easy place to thrive in. So how did Chicago help you with that transition to move to LA?
Um, I think the biggest thing I'll take from growing up in Chicago was it taught me to be aware of my surroundings and be observant, and that alone make me feel like I can go anywhere. I don't go. I'm a big nigga. Like I don't go nowhere and be trying to be out of pocket with nobody. I'm not checking in with nobody. I don't be doing none of that stuff neither. But at the same time, like when I be around in these different cities, like I be meeting, quote unquote gangsters and stuff like that. And I think just the way I carry myself and the way that respect is a two-way street. So I think a lot of situations that I dealt with when I was younger in Chicago, I was 100% disrespectful. But now that I'm older, because when you young, you think you hot shit, like can't nobody touch you, woo woo woo. But now that I'm older and I'm more wiser, I don't live like that no more, and I don't try to go into situations with no animosity at no point no more. I go into situations just thinking like, um, what is really being said, and not take things personal. Removing your ego. So that's another thing I think from Chicago. I think the only part of the ego that remains from Chicago is this chip on my shoulder from like going to different places, and these places be acting like they started stuff or they did something that we actually did, and they taking it and running with it like it's theirs. Other than that, I don't really be caring too much about like the ego. Like, okay, food, I'll give you food too. Like, I'm never gonna go to LA and tell them that they tacos is better than ours. I'm sorry. Like, they think because Mexico right across the street, like they tacos is better. I'm just never gonna admit that. That's just a Chicago thing. So it is what it is.
Now I done seen you on some movie sets. Like explain that feeling just being around these different environments and being introduced to different opportunities.
Well, I mean, I think LA is like the land of opportunity. Like you gonna get what you're looking for, and um, I think you talking about when I was on Snowfall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it was crazy. Just cause like I grew up watching what movie is that? The Wood, and and we coming out of our trailers, we all dressed up, and Stacy right there with I forget his. Like, true story. I've only seen the episode of Snowfall I'm in, and I watched that for the last 5 minutes, and I never got into Snowfall. Everybody's like, "You crazy? It's better than Power." I just never gave it the time. So I can't even tell you his character's name, but I know his real name is Amin Joseph. Him, Stacy, and some other guys was there, and I just remember walking up to Stacy, telling him like, you ain't knocking me out, blood. Just letting them know, like. So yeah, it make it easy that I'm a slick, funny guy that I could walk up and talk to these people. Like I've met damn near everybody you can think of, and I always got like some little funny joke or some way to break the ice and introduce myself, and everybody be cool. I don't go into these moments and be like starstruck or nothing like that. Like I'll never forget when I met Judge Blaze. Like I still hold what he told to me real near and dear to my heart, because that's a goal of mine to get on the Just Blaze beat. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get around these guys and get starstruck. It's like if it's a moment where it's something that I see in the near future, and I see everything happen for a reason, I just take that opportunity and and run with it. It ain't every day you could get up and run into a Mike Epps, Just Blaze, Raekwon, or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So you meet these people. I mean, everybody human at the end of the day too. So
Now, being in LA when Nipsey Hussle passed, like what was the aura in LA when that happened?
depressing. Like at that time, I was staying like right up the street from Nipsey store, like literally right up the street, and it was just depressing. It was sad. Um, it was like a dark cloud over the city, like for at least like 2 weeks, probably all the way up until like his like funeral thing. I would say. I think the funeral was more of a like joyous, like a celebration for everybody. I never forget. You couldn't drive nowhere. Everything was like busy because of like the funeral procession and everything. So, but yeah, that when it first happened, it was for sure like depressing, sad, and like a big cloud over the city. Like the whole city was just like in sorrow. So,